What's going on, world? DS1 Ross back. Shout out to everybody. Late night stream. Just came to talk to y'all because I had some things on my mind, and I think this is a topic that needs to be discussed. Just here to share my thoughts. So, want to welcome. First of all, I want to welcome y'all back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV, Sheep Stay Sleep Live. I'm your host DS1 Ross. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to everybody that's gonna come through tonight. Tonight, we're gonna talk about being pro-black versus being black first. Pro-black versus black first. Which ideology is more effective for us in society today? Is it better for us to be pro-black or just to be black first? Some people may say it's one and the same. I don't agree with that. And the reason why I came up with this topic, family, is because a lot of us that's on social media, that been on social media for the past couple of years, and just me being on social media as far as Facebook and Instagram and all that for the past couple of years, I've noticed, since this conscious wave has swept the black community in the past, I'm gonna say 5 to 10 years, this pro-black stuff and us being pro-black has really gotten out of hand. And in my opinion, it has become watered down. This whole pro-black movement has become watered down. Almost to the point where now there's a group of us that call ourselves pro-black that spend more time focusing on problems than solutions. They spend more time deflecting from everything around us instead of focusing on us. We're always projecting on an enemy. We're always saying that it's something other than ourselves. It can't be ourselves. That's stopping us in a lot of ways. It's always somebody else or something else, you know, and I'm really getting sick of this shit because if you look at our history, and this is for the pro-blacks, if you go back in history, our pro-black leaders were never against being part of what y'all like to say the white man's system. None of the pro-black leaders ever said we need to create our own system. We need to throw away this system. So it confuses me when I hear a lot of pro-blacks today say we don't need to deal with the system. it just confuses me because it's like Malcolm never said this. Marcus Garvey never said this. None of these pro-black leaders has ever said that. What our pro-black leaders said was, we need to focus on us. And this is where I came up with being black first, because that's the important part. Black first. Everything that we do, every dollar we spend, not every dollar, but whenever we have the chance to deal with our people directly, first, that should be our first alternative. That should be our first choice, is to deal with us first. Focus on us first. Don't focus on nobody else. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Don't worry about what nobody else is saying. Let's focus on us. And this is why I say the pro-black movement has been watered down. Because now you have pro-black sellouts, you have pro-black feminists, you have all different forms of people who call themselves pro-black, but they don't do shit for the black community. They don't really do nothing for black people outside of themselves. And this is the problem that I have with the pro-black community. They're not rational thinkers. They don't know how to effectively communicate. It's just a bunch of mess and hoopla. It's just a bunch of ranting. There's nothing constructive today coming out of the pro-black movement. Nothing constructive. But if you look at the leaders who were black first, look how much was done. All of the guys who just focused on their people, they always knew it was a system there that was oppressing us. That system is always going to exist. So we can't throw away a system, one, that we don't know how it works. We don't know how to work within it. So why would you throw a system away when you don't have the beginnings or a framework on how to run a system? None of you pro-blacks know how to run a system, run a government. Most of y'all don't even have the skills to even work within the infrastructure that we live in today. Because if that's the case, there'd be a lot more pro-black politicians, and they're not. But you do have quote unquote pro-black sellout politicians, Barack Obama, i.e. So what I see today from the pro-black community is a utopic mindset, a philosophical way of living and thinking. There's nothing actually being implemented in society to help us, to be for us. Because to be pro something is you're in favor for. So if you're in favor for black people, then why aren't y'all the ones making the most strides in society for black people? The LGBT community is doing more for black people than pro-blacks. It's the pro-black LGBT members. It's the Black Lives Matter crew that's actually on the front line doing something. Who sponsor them? None of that stuff matters. It's about what they're actually doing. Where's the pro-black politician that's on YouTube? Where is that person? Where's the pro-black senator? Where's the pro-black mayors that's going to help change some of these laws that y'all like to harp on? Where is this at? I know why we don't see too much of it, because these same pro-black people who complain about the system won't get up in the system and try to change anything. They just want to sit back and complain. And that's not going to get us anywhere. So how effective today in society is being a pro-black? Are pro-black people respected in society? No. This is why they created the black identity extremist. Who do you think falls under the category? All of these pro-black movements that's not doing nothing really for black people at large. They're doing things in small pockets, but they're not doing nothing for the whole. But you pro-black speak for the whole. Y'all don't speak for y'all sector. Y'all speak for all black people. Then on a larger scale, things should be being done by pro-black people. But I see the people who are black first are the ones who really got things done. They got things done for us. And that's because their mentality is to actually do something for their people. Because when they're creating things and implementing new ideas that they want to create, it's always about their people first. How can we help them first? This is why it's more effective to be black first instead of pro-black. Now, I'm not telling nobody what to be. You can be whatever you want to be, but it's about what's going to be effective, because the pro-black movement is watered down. And it's because there's a lot of infighting within the pro-black community, because you have pro-black Hebrew Israelites, you have pro-black Moors, pro-black Muslims, pro-black Christians, pro-black Kemetic people. And all we do is get on social media and argue and fight and fuss with each other, put each other down. All we do is shit on each other. That's all the people do in the pro-black community, is shit on each other and shit on other people. So it's just it's a whole cycle of toxicity. That's why nothing is actually being done. And then these same pro-blacks have to wake up every morning after getting off social media, expressing their hate for another group of people and go and work for those people. You see? And that always baffled me. How could you express so much hate for a person and didn't feel comfortable working for them. It's because of them you can eat every day. It's because of them you can pay your bills. It's not because of you and your people. It's because of them and their people. Why you don't hear nobody saying I'm pro-white? I'm part of the pro-white community. I'm part of the pro-Asian community because they don't think like that. You know what they are? White first, Jewish first, Asian first. That's what they are. And this is why they operate like a community. And this is why they can do business on a global scale and be a part of geopolitics. We're not. The African American here in America is not that. We don't think like that because we too caught up in being pro-black. We too caught up in being pro-black instead of black first. All these other nationalities is they think about themselves first. They don't think about what's going on with other groups of people and what they doing and how other people is stopping them from doing things. You don't hear Asians crying about white supremacy and how white supremacy could stop them from doing anything. And they deal with white supremacy. They deal with the system that's oppressing everybody. They deal with it. But you don't hear them standing up on a soapbox and crying about it. And on top of that, not doing nothing about it. They're doing something about it. You know how they're combating that? By being Asian first. We're going to employ our people and a few other people that we pick, and we're going to run and control our communities. We don't do that because we can't get along with each other, because we don't have the mindset of black first. You see? This whole pro-black movement is just creating more separation between black people. This is why we can't get along on here. It's always different cliques of people. And people like to say they're not part of a clique, but we all are. We all vibrate with certain people that we may not vibrate with others. And that's just a fact. And that's because we're caught up in being pro-black and not black first. It needs to be about us first. Forget what somebody else is. Forget what somebody else is doing. It's about what we're doing. White supremacy was around when we created Black Wall Street. But you know what Black Wall Street was about? Black first, not pro-black. They was about black first. This is why Black Wall Street was created by a bunch of black families, because they were black first, not just in favor for being black, because that shit is vague in the concept, because you can be pro-black anything. You could be a pro-black hater. But when you say you black first, that actually sends a different vibration to people. That I'm just focused on me and my people. That's a different stance. And that's a stance that we're afraid to take, because if we were black first, we will be doing a lot more for one another. A lot of us don't even get along with our family. But these are the same people saying they pro-black, but you hate your cousin. You don't get along with your sister. So how the hell you gonna be in favor for me when you ain't in favor for the ones you grew up around? But if you were black first, you will find a way to mend those relationships. So then y'all can actually build. Because Black Wall Street was created by what? Families, black families. Not a bunch of black politicians, not by a bunch of black millionaires, bunch of athletes and actors and entertainers. No, it was a group of families who were black first and who made the decision to say, listen, this is what we need to do to establish something for us because everyone else is doing it. This is why in every city across the world, there's a Chinatown. There's a Spanish part of town, whether it's Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, whatever. Then you got your group of Arabs. Then you got your group of Africans. All of these people are for their people first. See, pro-blacks are saying, oh, I don't got to do business with an African. I don't need the white man's money. That's dumb. But see, if you was black first, you would realize that it's about us. And whoever comes and patronize our business, it's for us. Because when your ass walk in the Louis Vuitton store, if you got the money, they ain't gonna reject you. Because that money that you're giving them, it's for them and their people. They're not putting it back in nobody in no other communities but their own. The Arabs do the same thing. Your Arabs in your neighborhood corner stores, they do business with each other. A lot of them have the same distributors. When one Arab store run out of something, they could go down the block to the next Arab store and go get it. And either pay him the money for it right there, or when they sell the product, they send them the money. And sometimes they don't even pay for it. I watched that happen my whole life with the Arabs. They run out of hero breads from the deli making sandwiches. They go around the corner to the other Arab store, come back with 30 rolls, 50 hero breads, and continue getting money. You know why? Because they're going to send that money back to Pakistan. They're going to send that money back to Yemen. They're going to send that money back to Saudi Arabia because they're Arab first, not pro-Arab. They are Arab first. You see? And this is how generational wealth is created. This is why black people are the last on the totem pole when it comes to generational wealth, because we're not black first. We too goddamn focused on being pro-black and talking shit to people when we don't have shit as a people. And this is why they look at us as extremists. This is why. because we so focused on attacking people with our rhetoric instead of actually creating something where other people in other parts of the world could say, oh, I see what they doing over there. They're building something. You know what the Arabs on my block back in New York do? They send their money back to Yemen and build palaces for their families. One day I was in the corner store, one of the little Arabs I grew up with, me and him the same age. His family has a palace. His whole family live in it. All of them. But they live in a palace. They took their money that they made in America, put it together, and went and built palaces over there in Yemen. We got to ask ourselves, what are we doing wrong? Why don't we have palaces here in America? If this is our land, like we like to say, like you pro-blacks like to say, where's our palaces? Why they don't exist? Oh, you gonna say because of white supremacy. Then how the hell the Arab could get one? Hmm? How the hell the Sicilians can have palaces back in their country? How how the hell the African could come here and send money back to Nigeria and go back home and be millionaires in their country? Why they could do it, but we can't? Why white supremacy don't affect them the way it affects us if it's white supremacy? Because we're not taking advantage of what we have, which is ourselves. And that's because we don't value ourselves. We don't think that we're that important to put ourselves first because we so busy looking at other people who's doing shit and want to be like them instead of wanting to be like us. See, you may be in favor for black people, but that don't mean you love black people. That don't mean you honor black people. That don't mean you respect black people. And I'm talking about at the heart of yourself. See, it's cool to talk all that shit. It all sounds good. It's cool to talk that shit. But at the very core of you, do you trust black people? Because these same pro-blacks will turn around and say, you can't trust no nigga, but you pro-black. But you're not gonna hear that from a black first person because a black first person understands what it really is. And a lot of you pro-blacks don't have no solutions to any of our problems. You just know how to keep listing the problems. And that's the problem. Because as long as you keep talking about the problem and not focused on those solutions, nothing gets done. And that's what's been going on for the past 10 years in this pro-black, quote unquote, conscious community. Because if you look at the black leaders, they never taught that black utopian society. If you look at all our great leaders, they never talk that shit because it's not real. You don't hear Dr. Claude Anderson saying, we need to trash this system and make another one. No, he talk about powernomics and the strategies we can employ to become successful in this society, within this system. Only if we begin to take advantage of certain things. And the first thing that has to stop is the infighting. This is why I say we must heal before we build. Because whatever we build, we're going to destroy from within. We're going to destroy it. And this is what we've been doing. We've been holding ourselves back along with the system. Because the system holds everyone back. If you allow it to, it will devour everyone if you allow it to. But we're the only ones sitting back, allowing it to. And why is that? Because we're too focused on deflecting. Oh, it's them. It's them. It's them. It's them. It's them. We sound like a bunch of fucking little children. It's not my fault. It's their fault. It's not my fault I don't have shit for my children. It's their fault. We gotta blame white supremacy. Then why you don't hear the Asian family talking about that? Why are all the other nationalities of people happy to be in America? Because they understand what America is about. We don't. You know what we think is all about? Sex, money, and murder. And we stay stuck on that part. And I'm not saying it's not about that, but that's not what it's only about. Because all these other people from these other countries, they damn near die to get to America. Because they know what America is. America's a business, it's a corporation. And see, all these words that we're using, like trust, appreciation, those are business terms. See, we don't have no trust for each other. That's why we can't do business. And that's why Black people don't have generational wealth. Because the way you create generational wealth is through trust funds. But how the hell we gonna have trust funds when we don't trust each other? When we don't appreciate one another? That's why our money depreciates. That's why our value is depreciated. These are business terms. But we want to run away from that because we want to deflect, because we don't want to pull our pants up. And when I say pull our pants up, mean focus on what we need to be focused on. We don't want to put on our big man pants. And our women don't want to put on our big woman drawers. Because see, when you Black first, it comes with a lot more responsibility. There is no more excuses. Regardless to what system we live in, we have to make it our duty to do something. We're still talking about Black Wall Street in 2017. You see what the impact we can make with the Black first mentality? Do you see the impact we can make? Come on. We have to wisen up. Sheep stay asleep. Wise ones awake. Let's wake up if you consider yourself to be wise. But if you want to stay a pro-Black sheep, You can stay asleep and keep crying and keep whining and keep saying there's no way out of this shit. It is what it is. You can keep running with that, but just understand what you are. You're a pro-black sheep. And see, people with that mentality can be brought out by the system. This is why we have a lot of pro-black sellouts. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Barack Obama. Because y'all talking all that pro-black shit. Then when that Jewish man come and knock on your door with that $1 million check and say, listen, nigga, we know what you want. You want this money. So if I give you this money, you got to shut the hell up and do what I say. And that's what a lot of our pro-black leaders have done. They were able to be bought out because of their ideology. Because that pro-black shit is weak. You not black first, nigga. Because see, if you was black first, you would know not to take that money. Because you would know that money ain't worth the cost of your soul. And for you to sell out your people. Because when they come with them checks, that's what they're for. To make you docile and follow their protocol. So you become a token nigga. You become the mouthpiece. Why you think when rappers back in the day when Ja Rule and 50 Cent was beefing, who they called to calm down that beef? Louis Farrakhan. A brought out pro-black nigga. Yeah, Farrakhan, go over there and talk to those nigga rappers. Go over there and calm them down. What do you think he calmed them down for? Why you think when there's a riot or when there's an uprising in the black community, who come out? Al Sharpton. Listen, guys, we can't do this, guys. We can't do this. Ray Lewis. Don't tear up my city. Don't tear up my city. See, these are people who were bought out. You see? Talking all that pro-black shit, but you got a price on. You got a price for that shit you talking. They got a price for you. How much you need? And most of you niggas on YouTube talking that shit could be bought out with $20,000, $40,000, man. They could buy you to shut up for peanuts. Take this $50,000 check and shut up. And what do you think the Jews done? Who you think run Black Lives Matter? Who you think control the Nation of Islam? Who do you think control the conscious community? See, I'm gonna do a whole show on this. All of our pro-black movements were brought out by Jews. George Soros. And he's the one who created the Black Identity Extremist list. That's funded by George Soros. Look it up. Look it up. But see, when you're black first, you'll die for that shit you talking. You'll die for it. You'll die just to make history so hundreds of years later, it can be talked about. 50, 60, 70, 80 years later. What you implemented can still be talked about. It can be used as a model that we can follow. That's why we still talk about Black Wall Street. That's why we still talk about Marcus Garvey. That's why we still talk about Khalid Muhammad. Because these people were black first. That pro-black shit is a watered down concept that was created by the conscious community who are sellouts. And like I said, I'm gonna do a whole stream about that because we need to get out of that conscious community way of fucking thinking because that's what got us sounding the way we sounded, thinking that it's gonna be a black utopia. Like we're gonna be walking around, it's only gonna be us. That's bullshit. That's not real. But the conscious community got y'all thinking that shit. When the goddamn Caucasian and the Arab run Kemet, you little Kemet lovers, we don't run Kemet. We don't run Africa. We don't run none of that shit. So stop living in la la land. Let's stop living in la la land. Because that's why we stuck. That's why we stuck. Like they say in the song, it's not where you from, nigga, it's where you at. But we so caught up on where we from. It's cool to know where you from. I'm not knocking none of that. But you can't stay stuck on that. I'm from New York. Am I in New York? No, because it's about progression. It's about a continuous process of evolving. So why the hell you want to go back to where you came from? When you go back there, shit is not the same than when you left it. Just like if you move off your block and stay off your block for 10 years and come back to visit, you'll see how much changed in your neighborhood. It's the same shit in Africa, nigga. It's the same shit in Kemet, nigga. We don't run none of that shit. We don't run none of that shit. We don't run nothing in Morocco. Come on. So let's be more practical, family. Like I said in my other stream, practicality over philosophy. Let's be more practical. Let's make this shit make sense. And let's stop living and dwelling in our feelings. I'm pro-black. That make you feel good, right? Saying you black first won't make you feel good because it has to be action behind that. There's work that have to be put in behind that. You don't have to do shit when you say you pro-black. You don't have to do nothing. You can just say it. And by you saying it, you think somebody's supposed to respect that because you think it's power in that. That's that conscious community bullshit. That's already been infiltrated. It has been infiltrated for years. So let's get out of utopia. Let's get out of this tropical fantasy. And if you remember those sodas, those are the sodas that supposedly, quote unquote, stop black men from reproducing. A tropical fantasy. That's what we stuck in right now. See, everything starts with the mindset. So ask yourselves that. Me being pro-black for the last 25 years of my life has gotten me and my family what? And does me and my family have anything to offer to any other black people besides telling them they pro-black? See, I'm all about solutions, man. We could talk about the problems. I don't mind. But in that conversation, we need to get to the bottom line, which is what are we going to do? Where are we going to start to do something? Not start to just talk about something. But where do we begin with conquering this quest? That's what I'm all about, man. So shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to see who in the chat. If you hear and you like what you're hearing, hit the like button. If you don't like it, you can hit the dislike button. But shout out to everybody. I'm going to give some shout outs right now. Shout out to my big brother Nehemiah Israel. Shout out to John Doe. Shout out to my bro Uncle Shug. Shout out to Black Beauty. Shout out to the Sweet Majestic. Shout out to my Bay Area family, Megalodon. Shout out to my NY brother, Hebrew Perry, the Warrior. Shout out to the pleasant K Brooks. Shout out to my big brother, The Darkness Awakens. Shout out to everybody, man. Thanks for coming through. You know, thanks for listening to me on this late night stream. You know, had some great streams tonight I was looking at, but I definitely needed to come to y'all and bring this to y'all, man. Cause that's the one thing I want to do. I want us to be able to critically think. That's what it's about. Critical thinking. You know how when we was in school, after you did your homework in the textbook, they always had a problem and the section said critical thinking. This is what we must begin to do because that's how you create strategies. For us to do what we need to do. Black first. Forget what everybody else is doing. Forget what everybody else is saying. Forget what everybody else have. See, we so focused on what the Asian got. We want what everybody else have. but we don't want shit for us. This is why we're the biggest consumers. I bet you right now, most of you pro-black women will walk your ass in the Asian store and buy a wig before you walk into a black woman's shop that has wigs. And if you walk your ass in the black shop, you're gonna have something to say out your mouth slick. Oh, the floor is sticky in here. Oh, it smells in here. You'll find something to critique. That's that pro-black shit. All you pro-black people do that dumb shit. You're walking the new black store that's in your neighborhood, but you've been so used to going to the Arab. When you walk in the black store, if they don't have your favorite chips, you have a goddamn heart attack and storm out the store. And you might curse the owner out. Why y'all niggas ain't got my chips? I'm out of here. I ain't coming back to this bum ass store. That's that pro-black shit. But you know what you do when you walk in the Arab store? Yo, Ak, you ain't got my chips, Ak? Damn, Ak, now I gotta go around the corner. You don't come in there and curse the Arab out. And then when you walk your ass around the corner, you gonna go to his cousin and ask his cousin if he got the chips. And he an Arab. This is a disease that we suffer from. This is a disease. Because we think because we pro-black, somebody owe us something. This is sick. I see it happen all the time. All the time. You got a little clothing line that you trying to come out with. So you in the neighborhood selling your t-shirts. Your people want you to damn near give it away to them. And they still not gonna buy your shit. Even if you give them free shirts. Now, when you come back around the next go round and say, listen, I'm charging $20 a shirt now. Damn, $20? $20? Damn, son. Why you charging a dub? But knowing when you walk your ass in Jimmy Jazz or Dr. J's, which is owned by Arabs, you're gonna go spend $40 on a Supreme t-shirt, and you're not gonna have a problem with it. But I'm selling my shirt for a dub, you crying about it. And see, I've been through this because the stuff I'm telling you, I've done. I've sold t-shirts in my neighborhood. Because I have an LLC. I've sold things to my people. And all they want to do is try to get something for free or finesse you to give it to them. But they don't do that to the Arab. They don't do that when they walk in the poppy store. And you wonder why black men are good at selling drugs. Because that's what niggas want to pay for. But if I'm selling socks, you want a free goddamn pack of socks. But if I was selling that granddaddy perk, your ass would come and spend $100 with me a day. $100 a day. And then you wonder why the black man won't get off the goddamn corner with that pack. It's because of you niggas. because you won't support me when I try to do something positive. But if I'm selling my woman, if I'm selling drugs, niggas is lined up going around the corner. This is a disease we have, people. These same pro-black niggas buy more pussy than a little bit. Then you wonder why these women don't want to go and get careers. They rather go be strippers. Because you pro-black niggas come in the black community, sell a bunch of goddamn shea butter to niggas, and then go to the strip club and throw your money. But then you got a problem because our women on the pole. That's that pro-black shit. Hotep, bro. Hotep. Nigga, you gonna buy some pussy later. Shut up, nigga. Out of here. Hotep, Hotep. Hotep, sister, Hotep. The black woman is God. The black woman is God. Yeah, the black woman is God. Because you trying to pay for some pussy. That's why the black woman God, nigga. Get out of here. Get out of here. And see, other people from other nationalities, they know this shit. Why you think they come and purchase our women? Why you think the Caucasians come from yonder to come to the hood and get drugs? Because they know it's there. Not just because they want it, because we addicted to it. Drug dealers make more money off their own people. We make more money off our own people than other races. Yeah, your best customer might be a Caucasian, might be an Asian. But who coming through every day with that $9? Uh, who coming through every day for that 2 for 15? Let me get 2 down for 15. Who coming through every day buying it? It's not them. It's us, niggas. It's us. But let me be outside on a blockade day with my table set up and I'm selling books. Niggas ain't buying no books. I ain't got time to be reading no books. This is you pro-black niggas. This is the type time y'all on. This is what we doing. So let's stop deflecting. Which ideology is more effective for us in society today? Which more? Which ideology is much more effective? What do you think is going to work for us? Continuing to be pro-black, or let's start being black first? What do you think is going to what do you think? What do you think is going to help change our situation? Continuously being pro-black, sellouts, or becoming black first? Like all of our black leaders in history were. They were black first. Larry Hoover in Chicago gathered the black vote. That's why they put that man in prison. He's a political prisoner. Because he attacked the infrastructure with his own people. See? That's what he did. You see? So just ask yourselves that, family. Ask yourselves that. Which ideology will be more effective? Continuing to be pro-black, which you can choose to be, or becoming black first. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. I mean, you know, I know it's late. I know a lot of people got to go to work tomorrow. It's things that have to be done on a daily basis. I understand that. So I want to thank everybody for coming through tonight, for this late night stream. I love the input. I love all the support. And I hope what I say can resonate with our people. I hope this is going to resonate with y'all. Because all I want to get y'all to do is to think. See, we have to focus on becoming thinkers. Because thinkers are creators. And we must create a way for us to make it through this shit. It's not about becoming, you know, becoming supreme over something. It's not about that. It's about us getting our piece of the pie and building upon that. So shout out to y'all again, man. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate y'all listening in. Very much appreciated. Tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. I represent DS1 Alliance. Shout out to the Alliance and all my brothers. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. I'm going to shout y'all out again. Shout out to Suge. Shout out to John Doe. Shout out to Nehemiah. Shout out to Majestic. Shout out to Black Beauty. Shout out to my brother JT. Shout out to Warrior Hebrew Perry. Shout out to Megalodon. Shout out to K Brooks. Shout out to everybody. And shout out to the ones who not commenting either. I appreciate y'all too. So, like I said, just tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Like, share. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with another topic. And remember, family, you have to heal before we build. You have to heal before we build. Because if we build before we heal, we're gonna just destroy what we built from within. And we don't need no more self-inflicted wounds. We got enough to deal with, y'all. So shout out to everybody. And I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.